you know, I know it's just the first couple of days. Is the body composition, does he look stronger? And maybe your expectations about where he could go and building upon last year's rookie season with the club.
For us to have success as a group, everybody has to improve, and especially the guys that have got a season or 3/4 of a season under their belt. Darnell falls in that category. He looks confident. He looks sure of himself right now. Physically, bigger and stronger than he was last year at this time. That's just growing up and Mother Nature helping him as well. For Darnell, it was never really about the physical stuff. It's about reading and reacting, and that comes with experience. I think he can have a really big year and be a big part of our team moving forward.
Do we read into it that you paired him with Brandon Davidson? Those guys played some minutes together last year. Brandon took a quantum leap forward in his career last year.
Well, he did too, and they as a pair have to really pick it up. And not that their performance last year was poor, but they have to improve. And Brandon has the ability to play the offside. He's shown us that he can do that. And I think as we move forward, we'll experiment with pairs and righty-lefty scenarios and see what we can put on the ice when the season starts.
Because of your defense last year, you haven't played Darnell too much.
Last year? Well, the plan, obviously, for Darnell and Leon was to give them a little bit of time in the American League and let them grow and develop there. But when they came up, they proved their worth to us and earned the right to stay here. Injuries and the amount of ice time that was lost because of injuries put them sometimes in a tough spot. But that's part of the initiation into the league. You don't get to tell the league to stop for 3 weeks and get guys healthy. So, Darnell, by the end of the year, he was slotted in a good spot where his performance level went up, in my opinion. And maybe he can take more on this year. We'll see. We've got to start the season and make decisions as we go forward.
What kind of defenseman do you see Darnell? He's been around for a long time. NHL defense is he is.
Well, I think he can be. I look at him as a complete player. Maybe a 5-tool D-man. His skating ability is exceptional. He's got a bite and a tenacity to him as far as toughness and playing rugged. I think there's more offensively there, but we've got to let him feel good about that as we go forward. Defensively, he's going to improve. So I think we have an all-around defenseman that can play the game any way you want to play. You want to play it rugged, he has the ability to do that. You want to play a skill game, I think he's got the tools to do that as well.
How competitive is it for spots on the back end? And I kind of hate to do this, but relative to last year?
Oh, I think it is competitive. The turnover on the blue line isn't significant, obviously bringing Larson in, but it is because Clough is healthier. It is because we had a chance to see some young players, Darnell, Osterley, those type of players perform late in the season, and they did a very good job. So almost more from a coaching management perspective, we understand them a little bit better. We know what their strengths and weaknesses are. Thus, it becomes very competitive. We have some confidence in some of those guys now that maybe we didn't. I think Jordan Osterley would be one of them. Maybe we didn't in training camp last year. So the competition heats up, and the unfortunate part is training camp isn't really that long. They have to perform at a high level real fast, and we'll have to make some decisions as we go forward.
Is Griffin Reinhart, you have a bit of a read on Darnell based on the body of work last year. You didn't have as many games with Griffin. He closed the year. I think it was okay in the final 10 games. But is he a bit of a wild card for you?
I don't know if wild card is a good description or describer for him, but I think he's an asset that we're counting on to evolve and to develop. He worked hard over the summer. He did a lot of things that he needed to do to improve physically, to maintain his stamina, to up his strength level, his ability to close quicker. Now that's got to parlay into what he does on the ice, and he's no different than the rest of them. For us to be successful, he's got to take a step forward.
Ryan Vesce, you had him in San Jose.
Mm-hmm. We did.
One of the reasons he's here on a tryout because you knew him.
Well, I knew of him. I would certainly give him a very strong recommendation when the management team and pro scouting talked about bringing him in on a professional tryout. I think his character is off the charts. He's a great human being to have around the locker room. Then it parlays into what he does on the ice. He's got a tremendous skill set. He's got good vision. What he lacks in size, he makes up through tenacity and desire. And I hope that he can come in and push somebody, earn a contract, and see what happens. And that's why you have PTOs.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, if he proved he could get 40 to 50 points in the KHL,
Yep.
and he has to play in the minors, he's going to be very good for a player at Bakersfield.
Yeah, and I don't think Brian Vesce came here thinking he wanted to play in the minors. His mindset right now, and mine, is that he's going to try out for the Edmonton Oilers, the parent club, and I don't want him thinking anything else. If we get to that point with him, then we'll deal with it. But right now, I think he can play in the NHL. He's just got to get it done consistently.
How did you play him in San Jose?
We played him in the middle. We played him on the wing. We played him in skill situations, trusting situations.